usually do it on my cell phone, but I always have problems getting on that way. So today I decided to use my computer.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get started right now. You're perfectly timed.
Okay, wonderful.
So, live stream. Perfect. Okay, so hi, everybody, and welcome to Meditation and Moonbeams. This is where we talk about how to use moon phases for manifesting, and then we follow up with a guided meditation to support your mental well being and emotional goals. This meditation series is brought to you as part of the UMA Health Integrated Care Program. And today is Wellness Wednesday. I think this is becoming my favorite day of the week because I get to spend time with you all. My name is Rhonda Jabari, and I'm a master level Reiki practitioner and teacher, meditation guide, certified chakra therapist, certified aromatherapist, wellness practitioner, ritualist, and author. And I help people regain a sense of control and balance in their lives using Reiki, chakra balancing, meditation, and aromatherapy to remove and release any energy that no longer serves a positive purpose. You can learn more about me on my website, www.wellnessuprising.com. Today is April 22nd, and we're going to talk about the last quarter Aries moon that's coming up on May 9th. For those of you who are new, I always work a couple of moon cycles ahead so that if people decide they want to honor this moon with a ritual, they have time to gather their supplies and figure out how to lean into the energy. So, excuse me, we're going to talk about that May 9th, last quarter Aries moon phase, and then we're going to end with a meditation for clarity without attachment. For the purposes of meditation and moonbeams, this is how we approach the 4 major lunar cycles. The new moon symbolizes new beginnings, fresh energy, and the planting of seeds for future growth. So that new moon energy is the ideal time to set intentions, start new projects, and align your energy with whatever you want to manifest in the coming lunar cycle. The first quarter moon represents a time for action and facing challenges head on. I really like the first quarter moon because it's like looking through a prism, and it's turning slowly. And every time the visual changes, it's asking you, are you satisfied with that? Do you like that? Is that what you want to do? So I really like that energy. And as you move forward, this is the phase that encourages you to break through obstacles and focus on growth. And that helps your intentions to take root. The full moon is a time of culmination, manifestation, and reflection. So that's when the energy reaches its peak. And it's a very powerful time to release what no longer serves you and celebrate what's already been achieved. And the last quarter moon, like we're talking about today, is a time of reflection, introspection, and letting go of any lingering energies before the next new moon comes, and then all the cycles start all over again. So this is a time for clearing and rest and preparation for a new cycle. I always say that being aware of the moon phase every day can help you to make more conscious decisions about how you should be moving and moving through and navigating this energy on any given day. So again, today we're gathering in preparation for the last quarter moon in Aquarius, which is going to peak on May 9th. And this is a really powerful moment to start coming into alignment with the energy before it fully arrives, right? Because we have all the way until May 9th. The last quarter moon is a phase of release and reevaluation and honest reflection. And then when you toss in that Aquarius energy, that release often comes through clarity, perspective, and a deeper willingness to detach from what no longer feels authentic for you. So this is not a moon that asks us to turn a cold shoulder or to treat other people, like outsiders. It's asking us instead to invest in becoming clear. So it's an invitation to notice what feels complete, what's asking for more space, and what might already be falling away in support of your next season. So just so we can all come into a cooperative alignment on this call right now, I'd like for everybody to take a deep breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold that breath. And exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just let yourself be present and arrive fully. The last quarter moon is the part of the lunar cycle that helps us to sort and release and reorient. It comes after illumination. It comes after awareness. And the question that it poses is, now that you see clearly, what are you going to do with that truth? And because this moon is in Aquarius, the energy might show up as a need for emotional or mental space. It might look like sudden insight about relationships or commitments. You may find yourself having a lower tolerance for what feels performative or draining or outdated. Or you might feel a desire to pull back from noise and chaos and to reconnect with your own inner knowing. Aquarius energy always brings perspective. It helps us to step back enough to see the larger picture. What you might notice happening as we approach that May 9th date, so even if you're not experiencing it now, keep an eye out for it over the next couple of weeks, is that something that you were trying to work through will start to feel complete. And that's not a sign of it falling away or you failing, but it's because your spirit is not going to ask you to keep carrying that energy. This moon supports release through awareness. So each moon cycle is positioned so that it affects some signs more than others. All the things that I've said up to now, are very true for people, whoever they are and whatever their astrology. But the signs most affected will be like the fixed signs. So that's Aquarius. And it's going to highlight areas of identity and direction, self-concept, and personal freedom. And if you have Aquarius anywhere in your chart, that means sun, moon, or rising, you might feel a deep need to release roles that no longer reflect who you're becoming. Leos will be strongly affected in the areas of relationships and reciprocity and emotional visibility coming into focus. So, Leo, you might be asked to notice where you've been overgiving or overperforming. If you're a Taurus, then the areas that'll be highlighted are structures, security patterns, and resistance to change might come up for you. And this energy might ask you to loosen your grip on what feels familiar but no longer fits. And we know how Taurus can hang on to things. So keep that in mind and be poised to be easy and be soft and release. Scorpios, for you, it is highlighting areas of emotional attachments and private burdens, things that you're going through or that you think, or characteristics that you have that other people don't know about. And some old loyalties may come up for your review. So you might feel called to release more than you explain. And then secondarily, the air signs in general will be heavily impacted. That's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So they might feel some heightened mental activity, stronger intuitive downloads, and a need to simplify communication and energy output. But for everyone, no matter your astrology, we can work with this moon by asking, what is clear now that was not clear before? So how then, because we're working in advance, do we start coming into alignment with this energy starting today? Well, here's 5 really grounded ways to begin. 1 is to create space before reacting. Don't rush to answer everything. Just let clarity arrive in the pause and then speak your truth. 2, notice what feels complete. Not everything needs to be fixed. So some things are just finished, even if they look to your eye like they might need repair. That's not necessarily true. So notice what feels complete. 3, reduce noise. Step back from excess talking and scrolling and explaining and over processing. This is not the time for that. Turn down the noise. 4, clean one area of your environment. So it could be something as simple as clearing a shelf, cleaning off your desk, refreshing your altar, or a small corner can help your spirit settle into a greater truth. And 5, practice detachment, but with love. You can care deeply and still stop carrying what's not yours. So I'm going to say those 5 again because sometimes I know that I'm going a little fast. So the 5 ways to begin aligning with this moon starting now is to create space before reacting, notice what feels complete, reduce noise, clean one area of your environment, and practice detachment with love. So if you're someone who journals, some prompts that I've set up for us, after, you can do this after the call or at any time. And again, you'll be able to replay this. So if you miss anything, you can always go to YouTube and find the link. But if you are someone who journals, then you might want to just follow through on any one of these prompts. One is, what has become undeniably clear for me? 2, where am I holding on out of habit rather than alignment? 3, what feels complete, even if I have not fully acknowledged it? 4, where do I need more space, mentally, emotionally, or energetically? And 5, I love this one. What would it mean to trust clarity without rushing into action? We always feel like we have to be doing something or fixing something, and then we second guess ourselves in that process. But what would it mean to trust your own clarity without rushing into action? Now, I also always like to close with a mini ritual that you can do anytime between now and May 9th. So anytime between the day that we're talking and the day of the actual lunar event. So what you'll need for this mini ritual is just a white or blue candle, a small bowl of water, and a pinch of salt. You can work on any kind of a surface. Just make sure that it's steady and safe because you're going to be burning a candle. And you can open by lighting your candle and then add the pinch of salt to the water and stir it gently. You can use your finger or, I use pewter spoons sometimes, but whatever you normally use in your ritual work. And then say aloud or silently, I release what has completed its cycle. I honor what has taught me, and I make space for what is true. Then dip your fingers into the water and touch your forehead. This symbolizes clarity. And then dip your fingers into the water again and touch your heart for truth. And then that's when you implement your breath work. You take one full breath in and exhale slowly. And that's it. These rituals are always just a few steps. They're very simple. Keep it simple and let it be enough. It doesn't always have to be big and elaborate. So now let's move on to a meditation for clarity without attachment. Sit comfortably and allow your body to settle. And if it feels right for you, close your eyes. Take a slow breath in through your nose and hold it, and then release through your mouth. And again, inhale gently and steadily and hold this breath at the top, and exhale fully. Let your shoulders soften and let your hands rest easily. Now bring your awareness to your feet. Feel their connection to the floor or the surface beneath you. Allow yourself to lean into that support. You're being held. And now return to your breath. Bring your attention back to your breath. You don't have to change it. Just notice that it's there. Breathing is very automatic. And with each inhale, allow a little more space inside yourself. And with each exhale, you want to release any effort. This is not something you have to try to do. Allow your breath to continue to find its own pattern and rhythm. Now bring your awareness to the center of your forehead and imagine that there's a cool, soft light right there. And this light isn't bright and it isn't harsh. It doesn't push. Remember, this is about clarity, so it just simply reveals. And let this light spread gently through your mind. Feel it moving through your thoughts and through the places and spaces where you've been seeking understanding. And if a person or a pattern or a situation comes up here, it's okay. Just notice it. You don't have to think about it or argue with it or chase it. And you don't have to force an answer. Just let it be seen. Now imagine creating a little more space between yourself and whatever came up for you. We're not moving it out to the distance out of fear or out of pain. It's just enough space to see clearly. And affirm silently, I can see clearly without holding tightly. I can see clearly without holding tightly. I can see clearly without holding tightly. Now take another deep breath in And exhale, creating a little more space and releasing effort. And silently affirm, I can honor what is ending. I can release what is complete. I can trust what is true. Now bring your awareness to your heart chakra in the center of your chest. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, imagine releasing anything that's reached its natural completion. No struggle, no performance, and no force. Just a quiet letting go. Take another deep breath in and exhale. You don't have to grip what your spirit is already ready to let go of. Just remain in this space for a moment, in the spaciousness that you've created. Now feel your breath and feel your body. Feel the steadiness that remains when you stop carrying what doesn't belong to that next chapter in your life. This is about clarity, as I've said, about moving forward and looking ahead. What's going to be coming up next? So now we're going to begin to return. Notice the surface beneath you, the air around you. Gently move your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. And carry this energy with you. Clarity does not require urgency. Release does not require struggle. And you are allowed to evolve with ease. May this approaching last quarter Aquarius moon help you release with grace, see with honesty, and move forward with greater spaciousness. And remember that the work is already done, even as it continues. So thank you for sharing space with me at today's Meditation and Moonbeams. And I invite you to return next Wednesday, April 29th at 1 p.m. Pacific for another session. This is brought to you by Uma Health Integrated Care Program and guided by me, Rhonda Kuykendall-Jabari of Wellness Uprising. May your journey be illuminated with clarity. May your heart overflow with compassion and your spirit rest in steady ground. Until we meet again in stillness, find peace and be well.